This is my donut song. It isn't very long. Hey! Okay, so, I'm not gonna lie, I tried this video already, and it came out way too long, so I'm redoing it real quick. That's why this video may be, a little bit late, from when I said it was gonna be, but it's fine, it's fine. This should come out Friday or Saturday, so it's either day of or next day, but it's whatever. So I'm just going to be going through talking about some of the Pokemon that I think would be decent in the battle and just my thoughts on some. Just for, what's it called? Reference, I play singles. I can play doubles, but I just don't. I generally prefer to play singles. So yeah, I'll just start off by saying Small is interesting, Palmy is interesting, Wooper honestly is not. Well, Chunk, it doesn't seem super special, okay? Wooper, like I said in the last video that I'm not posting, but it didn't seem like much was going to change besides the typing, but it has decent abilities. Cloth I'm going to talk about. Grafaiai probably doesn't have much use unless it evolves. Fido maybe has a cool ability, but it's probably not going to have much use. I'll talk about the newest Pokemon as well as Titan in the starters. And Koraidon and Miraidon, I'll just go ahead and say now. I can't really judge them much besides their typing because nothing has come out on them. So I'm just going to say they're probably fast attackers. Koraidon, I'm willing to bet, is Dragon Fighting, which from leaks they've said it's Dragon Fighting, and they said Miraidon is Dragon Electric, but who knows. That's it. They just have pretty decent typings, and they're probably fast considering their motorcycles, but oh well. Let's go ahead and just get started with the starters. So we'll just go in order. So we'll start with Spriggatido. I've heard it's going to be a grass and dark type, and I've heard its hidden ability is going to be busted. So that's cool. I can definitely see that. I could see a kneading move that releases a sweet aroma, probably something similar to Sweet Scent, where it just lowers their attacker speed. Yeah, or will to lose battle, so maybe something similar to Attract. That's pretty much it I can think about it. Yeah, I mean, the fur thing, there's not much to talk about there. Yeah, I mean, maybe it could be Grass Fairy, but like I said, leaks/rumors have said it's going to be Grass Dark. Next we'll go to Fuecoco. When I first saw this thing, I was initially thinking Fire Ground, Fire Rock, I don't know why. I've heard it's going to be Fire Ghost, so that'll be cool, but who knows. I mean, I personally think those work, or Fire Dragon, obviously, because it's a crocodile, but who knows, there's a lot going around, so it's going to be a very interesting evolution. It's laid back, does things at its own pace, so maybe it turns into a chunky boy still super lazy and kind of tubby. Skills that absorb heat, so I was saying maybe it gets Flash Fire when it evolves as a hidden ability. Like, there's not much you can go off of with context clues here, so it'll be interesting. These skills are always warm, at times they can grow very hot, so maybe a physical fire type move that it gets as its beginning could be interesting, because a lot of grass type starters get different grass moves, like custom grass moves for themselves, but I haven't seen really much fire ones other than like Ember, so maybe it has its own version of a physical Ember, who knows. Quaxley, I'm really betting on a water fighting type. It's pretty obvious, water fighting or water flying. I don't really think there's any other option for it. It's tiny, dislikes getting its head dirty, which I found interesting because this says a glossy gel protects its body, so maybe its ability protects it from status conditions, which I think would be very good. I don't know if it would be good competitively, just because we don't know its stats and typing and moveset, but who knows. The strong legs to swim is why I said it could be fighting. Obviously it's probably going to be kicking based if it's hitting stuff. Or if it turns into a pirate, who knows? It could use a sword, a feather sword or something. So, like I said, it could go either way. He's a little sailor boy. I really like him, but my vote, I'm picking Fuecoco. And honestly, comment down below what you're picking. I'm interested to see. Are you Team Violet or Team Scarlet? Because I'm very much so Team Violet. we'll go in order of kind of how they were released. So like Smoliv we'll talk about real quick. I found it interesting about the stuff they said about its oil, right? So it shoots out this oil that'll slow down its opponent. So I think that could be a move, maybe an ability, which would be really cool. It prefers dry and sunny climates. I thought maybe if it evolves into a grass fire type first one, and it would be sick. I think that would be cool. Right, like I said, it doesn't need a ton of water or anything, so who knows? Go for a week without eating or drinking. I don't have any speculation on what it could evolve into, but yeah, maybe it gets a cool ability that has something to do with its oil, or um, what's it called? Or a move. It even says oil so better, like it'll make you flinch. So maybe it's a move that makes you flinch, or lowers speed or something. It currently has early bird, which is okay. Like it's whatever. Um, Next we'll get to Palmy. The main thing I wanted to talk about with Palmy is its hands. Stores electricity in its forepaws, right? Which I think it automatically makes everybody think of Defibrillator. So maybe it has a move or ability, which I don't think it'll have the ability because it already has two, even if it evolves. But maybe it'll have a move that it can see how it'll rub its cheeks, preparing itself to discharge an electric shock. Maybe it's a charge up move, right? So it rubs its cheeks, and the next turn it revives a Pokemon in your party that's fainted, which would be really good if it's pretty fast, considering there's no way to revive your Pokemon in competitive battles, which is like because you can't use items from your bag, right? So it'll be something really unique. I think it could change the game a lot. But whether that's better for worse, who knows? Depending on the overall power level of this game, because it looks like there's a lot of strong Pokemon in this game, and if you could just revive them using this little boy, even like Focus Sash, use that move if it charges up, like it's crazy. I like Palmy though; he's pretty cool. Like I said, Wooper probably doesn't change much. Lechonk, I only really talked about its typing. It doesn't seem to have much other than maybe a move or ability that's possibly super effective on bug types. Fido maybe has a cool ability that's like an Intimidate when it's full HP or something. Grafai, I don't see it being competitively viable. Sorry about that. I don't see it being super competitively viable. It has decent abilities, but yeah, I mean, maybe it has a cool move. I don't really know. So let's just move on to... Let's go to Titan first. Stick Fat and Slush Rush are actually... that's a good ability for an Ice-type Thick Fat, but Slush Rush just kind of depends on its speed. Like, if it's so slow, it doesn't matter. Because let's check Slush Rush real quick. Okay, yeah, so it only boosts the speed stat in a hailstorm. So... It doesn't double, and it doesn't give... I don't know if it doubles, but it doesn't give priority. That was my main thing. So if this... Even if it is, semi-fast, it just depends on how, generally fast the rest of the roster is for competitive. If this thing is feasible and competitive, because if it's so slow that Slush Rush barely does anything for it, then it's probably not going to be that good, considering Ice is not a very good type for you to use defensively. But who knows? Fire, yeah, but then there's rock, there's steel, there's fighting. You gotta worry about all these other moves. So Thick Fat's good, but it's not that good, especially in competitive. Maybe, I mean, could be good if you terrastalize it, I guess, and just give it coverage, and then the terrastal move. So, I mean, that could be a possibility. You Slush Rush, invest in speed, terrastalize it. So it's actually fairly decent defensively. Who knows? Who knows? I like that idea. See, that's why terrastalizing is something that changes the game. Cloth, probably going to have a high attack stat, probably going to have a medium to low speed stat, decent defenses. The main thing I want to talk about is its ability, because it's basically kind of a nerfed... what's it, Shell Smash? So like Anger Shell is when it HP drops to half or less. Its defense and special defense are lowered one stage, right? Yeah. But its offenses and speed stat are raised by one. So I was thinking maybe you could throw like obviously White Herb just to keep the defenses. Something like Focus Sash, and if this thing already gets Shell Smash, maybe Shell Smash first turn, Focus Sash so you don't die. Then they hit you, you go below, and you get the Anger Shell. But it just depends on how fast it is. And assuming this is based on game mechanics and this Azumarill has huge power, maybe. Right? It got that low. And even maybe used a water attack. That's just like that cloth is probably has decent defense stats. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I don't think we've really had like I know Cloyster's alright defensively, but I don't think we've had like a super defensive Shell Smash Pokemon. Besides no, never mind. Or like a super like defensive typing. And it's just Rock. So Rock's not bad, but it's not the really that good either. I guess we'll move on now to Cyclozar, which Shed Skin's cool because you can't get paralyzed. So you can keep your speed, and speed is really important with this thing purely because of Shed Tail. Shed Tail has to go first in order for it to be good, right? Because then you send out your next Pokemon, and this move takes up half your health. I don't know if anyone saw this, but I'll put it on the screen right now in slow motion. This takes up half your health. So it needs to be used first, otherwise you will die using it. And who knows, maybe use Palmy to revive it. I don't know. But yeah, that's my only thing. Maybe it's got good attack. Obviously it seems like it's related to the legendaries, but maybe it's just like an unspoken thing that it is. Maybe it's not really. I think it's cool. I'll probably use one in my playthrough if I can. But yeah, the main trope of this thing is Shed Tail. That's pretty cool. Maybe, no, I guess it wouldn't matter what Terrassil you would use. But who knows? If it is mid-speed, maybe Focus Sash. I don't know. I don't know if you could still use it if you're on 1 HP. It'll probably fail. Similar to normal substitute if you're on too low of HP, but potential. It's got a lot of potential. It's Dragon Normal type, so it's not the best it's not the best type combination, but it's like Dragon's a good typing offensively and pretty decent defensively. Normal's just doesn't really add much other than like stab, but it adds another weakness in fighting. Makes it immune to Ghost. Fairy, it doesn't change. This thing can't hit Steel types. So, yeah, that's the most that I can say about it right now. And moving on to my favorite Pokemon that have been announced are Ceruledge and Armour Ogre. I'll go to Ceruledge last because it's my favorite of the two, but Armour Ogre, Armour Roach, I don't really know how to pronounce it. Fire Warrior, Fire Psychic, 4'11", and 187 pounds. Those are two things I really want to talk about when it comes to these two. It just gives me speculation on the stats, right? I don't think this thing's going to be very fast. And if it's fast, it's going to be mid-speed to low speed. It's not going to be much faster than probably even Cloth, to be honest. The reason I say mid-speed is purely because of its design. I feel like they could have made it bulkier if they really wanted it to be super slow looking, and I feel like they use a lot of context clues with these Pokemon in terms of their design and their stats. So obviously this thing probably is going to be bulky. It's a special attacker, obviously, and it's semi-low speed. Source of the armor is source of its psychic type moves. Yeah. Believes in equal fight. That's interesting. Armor Cannon is probably a special fire type close combat. From what I can tell, it's a powerful move and lowers defense. Is exactly what close combat is, but it's probably fire type from what I can see. And this thing is a special attacker. It's pretty obvious. Psychic it has some physical, but it's mostly special typing. This is special typing, and he's a cannon. Look, he goes from this armored lad to having a cannon for an arm. Okay, that's just, you can't tell me this is not a special attacker. Look at this Mega Man Knight looking boy. Flashfire is okay, but yeah, I mean, there's not much more to be said about it. Through Ledge, I talked about in my reaction video, and I was wrong, okay? This is literally, this Bitter Blade move is just Drain Punch. I thought it would be cool if it gets more powerful, more Pokemon that are fainted in your party, but it looks like just a Drain Punch, and I was probably just being dumb about it. If my point still stands, though, it's probably just a fast physical sweeper. You could tell it's going to have good attack. You could tell it's going to have good speed. But it's probably going to be a glass cannon, like most sweepers are. It's Flashfire, its ability. It's 136, and that's the thing. It's taller than Armour Ogre, but it weighs 50 pounds less. I know you're like, oh, but the physique, yeah, but still. So that, to me, implies the other one's going to be a slower, bulkier Pokemon. This one's going to be a faster, more offense-heavy Pokemon. Fire Ghost, and the other one was Fire Psychic. Pretty good typings. It's probably going to be like a fast, physical Chandelure, and the other one is... What Fire Psychic? We have Victini, but I don't think that thing's going to be a Victini. But yeah, I mean, those were my thoughts on those two. And like I said before, Crydon and Miraidon don't really have much going for them so far. They're probably going to be good. Probably going to have unique abilities, unique moves like all legendaries do, but we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what the final evos look like for all the starters. I think they have a lot of potential, each of them, just because there's so much you can do with all of their designs, which I think is really cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about these. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching to this point if you have, and I will hopefully have this video out Friday or Saturday. And the next one is going to be my analysis of everything, so it might be a longer video, but it's fine, But yeah, thank you for watching, and see ya!